Blessed be the name of the Lord. How quickly things change, huh? The fires in Oregon now, in addition to everything else, are just another turn of events that is showing us that the end is near. But why is Oregon? I just want to mention one thing. Why is Oregon so godless? Oregon is a beautiful, gorgeous state. We know it quite well. We would travel to Oregon quite often from Vancouver. It's not a short drive, but it's a nice drive down the coast, and the coast of Oregon is just stunning. It's one of the most beautiful coasts I have ever seen. I haven't seen that much, but I really like Oregon. We had been vacationing in Oregon for many years when we lived in BC, and we really appreciate that state. But it's very godless. Well, they say it's one of the least churched states in the United States. And why is that? I think what's going on with Portland, the riots in Portland, and the fires in the state of Oregon have to do with how godless Oregon is. Everything has spiritual foundations. Everything, there are supernatural reasons for pretty much everything that's going on around us. That always goes on around us. But why is Oregon so godless? Oregon was settled by Scandinavians mostly, and those peoples, the Swedes and the Norwegians, are very inward. And I know that it's a common thing in Oregon to say that your faith is your private thing. You don't share your faith with other people. You don't talk to others about your religion, as they say. You keep it to yourself. And because they never evangelized, now they are confronted with this generation that never heard the gospel. If you never tell them, how can they hear? So I think Oregonians are reaping, the whole world, but Oregon more than other states, are reaping the fruit of this attitude of not telling others about Jesus, of not raising their children, even the children. They probably wouldn't even tell their children about Jesus enough. And of course, the churches are supposed to do their part, and every Christian is supposed to do their part. But parents failed, churches are a joke, and we have raised a generation, the millennials, that is far away from God, that is communist, a generation that is confused, a generation that doesn't know the Word of God, and they are the ones causing the trouble. The fires, I believe they are punishment. Yes, they are a punishment for Portland, for the riots, for everything that's going on. 11,000 strikes in 24 hours in California, lightning strikes, which caused a lot of fires. And Oregon as a state was always rainy, drizzly, wet, and now it's so dry. And every time you hear something about the fires, people say things like, I've never seen anything like it. The fires moved so fast. Usually they die in the evening, but this time they just kept going. We don't know why, and so forth. There are so many unexplained elements in all of this that it has to be supernatural. And of course, God is always in control. So what do we do now? I tell you what we do now. We head for the hills. It's time to seek refuge. This is not just another cycle. No pastor will come out. No official pastor will come out and tell you things straight up. This is the end. This is not another cycle leading to a revival. The revival that happens will be the revival in the millennium, the revival of Christians who are already saved. This is not going to go on forever. This is the end. This is the beginning of the end. So it's time to head for the hills. Listen to the voice of God. I'm sure He has a plan for you. Ask Him where you should be. We ended up here in New Brunswick, and we're very grateful to God. It's very peaceful here. There are some people who wear masks, but not too many of them. And we don't care. We stay on our homestead, and we're quite detached from the world, and it's great. So if you are in Canada, consider it. come to New Brunswick. We need more Christians here. We need people like you. New Brunswick, Canada. It's a place of refuge for these last days. Now we see how this is the beginning of the end, because the division between the sheep and the goats is done. There's no more talk. Even Trump doesn't talk anymore about healing the division and bringing the Democrats over and all of America will be like one again and so forth. He doesn't even mention. It's clear there are evil people in this world, and many of the Democrats are evil, and there are the righteous, and there are those who believe in Jesus, and there are those who reject God. The division is done. Now those few hundred of Antifa drug-fueled criminals who make trouble, they don't bring about the end. It's going to take more than that. They are just a little fly in the ointment, and they could be taken care of very quickly if somebody had the will to do that. That's not the end. They will go away. Things will gradually get worse, and we can see how it's totally possible how people can be so deceived, like with the masks, and things will come to the point when people will be so desperate, so scared, that they will easily accept the beast. And this is what it's all about. The mark of the beast, the very end, and Satan ruling on earth. So that's why things are getting worse. It's not there yet, but it will be. Probably after the second term of Trump, in about 4 or 5 years. Now a little bit about those people wearing masks. There are not that many here in New Brunswick. Every city, I suspect, has about 50% of people who wear masks and 50% of those who don't. And that's the division between sheep and goats. It's not exactly foolproof, but it's kind of there. We have to watch out for those people who are wearing masks, because they will be the ones turning us in, turning against us, reporting on Christians, denouncing us, calling for the end of Christianity, attacking Jesus, and so forth. When push comes to shove, in about 5 years, the people who chose to submit to the globalists, people who are wearing masks today, they will be the ones turning us in. The masks are muzzles. They are a symbol of being muzzled, of not being able to speak or to criticize the globalists. It's like putting a muzzle on a dog. No bark, no bite. Don't speak, don't criticize, don't attack the left, don't defend yourself. That's what they want to do to us. So I hope you don't allow yourself to be muzzled, because those masks are symbolic of our freedoms being taken away. Well, God is still on the throne, so we still need to pray and worship and wait for him, for his glorious return, which is very soon. I have one more little thing to say, that we are homesteading now, so I've been posting some videos about gardening and tractors and stuff like that. I know that not everybody here on this channel is interested in this, so I'm splitting those videos in two. I'll be posting the biblical stuff here on this channel, One New Man channel, but I opened another channel called Christian Homesteading and Biblical Gardening, and the link is below. And on that channel I will be posting about the homesteading and everything connected to farming. May the Lord richly bless you from Zion. Take care. Bye-bye.